Welcome to Angular in 5 minutes. I'm Gabriel George.
I'm Thiago Passos.
And today we're going to talk about template bindings. So Thiago, can you talk to us about template bindings?
All right, so the template binding is something that's going to change the DOM elements in the HTML based on something in the component.
All right.
Okay, so the most common used are the ngIf, ngFor, and ngSwitch.
Right. Can you show us the examples?
All right, so let's start with ngIf. Okay, so we started with the same project that we created in the previous episode, and I'm just gonna remove a few things here from the screen so we can use that. Okay, so to start with, I'm gonna use the ngIf, which is the star ngIf, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put an expression in there, and if that expression is true, then it's gonna render that DOM into the HTML. Otherwise, it doesn't.
None at all.
Not at all. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check the title for welcome. Okay. So if the title is welcome, then you've found a secret. Okay.
All right.
So if I save that, you're going to see that in the browser, nothing got rendered.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the current title is Hello World.
All right.
Okay. So if I change that, you see that nothing changed. As soon as I change to welcome, that shows.
That's cool.
Yeah, cool. All right, so the next one is the ngFor. So the ngFor is a loop, okay, which is going to iterate through a collection of items. So in the component, I'm going to create a property, which is a collection. Okay, so it's a property called items with a bunch of properties inside of each object. Okay, and what I'm going to do in the component, I'm going to do an ngFor, which is star ngFor and let item of items. Okay, so inside that div, I'm in the context of one single item of the collection.
All right.
Okay, so what I can do here is I can render, for example, the item name. Okay, so if I save that, I'm going to see in the browser that I've got all the items listed.
That's cool. All right, so can you show us more about the other template bindings?
Yes, so we're gonna show. I'm gonna show you now the ngSwitch, which is very similar to the ngIf, but in different expressions inside of the cases. So let's show you that. Okay, I'm gonna create another div, and inside of that div, I'm gonna get the ngSwitch with a different bit of different syntax, and I'm going to check the type of that item. Okay, so inside of there, what I'm going to do is the ngSwitch case. So in case that property is a text, I want to render something. Okay. If it's a checkbox, I want to render something else.
So that's based on the item
that
we have.
All right. Yeah, exactly. So I've seen people using ngSwitch a lot with dynamic forms, which is pretty handy.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna render here input type text, and in the other one, input type checkbox. Okay, so if I save that now, you see that I now have 2 inputs and 1 checkbox.
Cool.
All right.
That's because we have that in the collections, right?
In the collection, it's one of the properties of the collection.
That's awesome.
Right, so the other property that I have in the object is the show, okay? And the reason I put that in there is to show you that I can cascade multiple template bindings inside of each other. Okay, so I've got the ngFor, and what I'm going to do here is I want to do an ngIf, and I'm going to show that item only if the property show is true. Okay, so if I save that, one of the items is going to be gone.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And that's another episode of Angular in 5 minutes. Hope you enjoyed that.
If you like this video, please thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.
Cheers.
Cheers.